statement is kind of, um, it just took me back to when I was little because it reminded me of my mama when people still mostly had relaxers, and then when they had them like roller sets, them back in the day, like 1989, 90 roller sets. And my mom used to do that. And I remember her just saying one time that when she would, have her hair routinely doing it that way, then she got to a point where she would just know where her parts were. And I remember, I think because I asked her, I was like, Mama, how you doing it and you not even looking at your hair? How you know where to part it? And I guess because I was trying to learn how to do her at that time. Or just kind of not learning, but I was young and just thinking, okay, well, one day I'm going to be doing my hair. So I was just trying to figure it out. Like, how are you doing your hair without looking at it? Because I just couldn't figure it out at that age. I don't know how old I was. Really little. But I just remember that. Maybe 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know. But I just remember that. It was pretty funny. That I was so amazed when she said that, like, I got little parts here and you get used to it, you know exactly where it is. I used to feel like my mom was so good at doing hair. Taught me everything I know. Well, when I was younger and stuff. Taught me all stuff to do with the relaxer, but then I had to start experimenting stuff because I was the first one, I would say, in my family with like some hair who decided to go natural. And it was like at the point where everybody's talking about all of this black is beautiful, going natural type situation. And I went natural in 2000 and I'm going to say it was about 2006 or 2007. End of 2006. I feel like it was more 2007 though, because it was around October, like around this time of year. I remember it was like I had contemplated, like, man, I've been wanting to go natural, and when I did it, I just remember by the time that my hair grew out to a point where I was like, okay, I'm just tired, I can't take it no more. I just wasn't good with the whole transitioning thing. I was like, I just gotta cut it off. I'm just like a blunt kind of a person when it comes to certain things, and I couldn't do the whole transition and ease into it. So I had like a couple of inches and I was like, okay, I feel it in my relaxer. It felt like super, super curly and all that with all the new girls. I was like, gotta be natural now, gotta be enough. So I was like, okay, I went to a place that I wanted to go. And that was down in Cape. And not a whole lot of places down there, little small town, little small area. For people who know what area I'm talking about. And went to the like nearly one and only like black beauty shops that was up there, one of the most popular ones around like college campus area. And I was like, can you cut this off? And she was like, yep, we can cut it. And I remember when I talked to her like weeks before she did it, and I was like, I want to go natural. I think I had enough. Like, but she told me like when it was still warm outside. She was like, nah. She was like, all of this still relaxer. And to me, I'm like, how is this all still relaxer? And I had been like not getting a relaxer for months. I don't remember exactly how long it was, but I feel like it had to be like 6 to 8 months at least that I did not have no relaxer in my head. And I'm like, I gotta have enough hair up under here to do something with and cut this all off. And she was like, nah. So that led me to a like strange theory. I don't know what truth this may have to it or whatever, but it's just what it seemed like with me. I know that I had all this new growth in my head at that time when I first talked to her, when it was still kind of warm. Sometime in the summer, maybe like July or August or whatever. And I was like, I want to cut my hair off. She's like, I don't think you got enough. She was like, she felt in my head. She was like, it's still the relaxer. And so I was like, it can't be. But she was actually kind of still right. So I had like just about this much or so, which is crazy because I'm like, my hair don't grow like super slow. And so I had like 2.5, 3 inches where I'm like, I know that none of this stuff has been relaxed. That has not been on my head relaxed at all. And so she was like, it's still all relaxed. I'm like, what? And so she was like, you need to wait some more. So I did. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna come back. And so I'm like, I was so sad, y'all. So then I came back later on, and I feel like it was about October, and I feel like it had to be maybe, I don't know for sure, but I feel like it had to be 2007 because I know it was like not too long before the year I actually graduated, and I graduated in 08. So I'm thinking that's what it was. And I had to be '07. So, sorry, trying to just get my thoughts together. So I went back down there, and it was like getting cold, and I was just determined at this point. And I was like, I know it's gonna be cold, and I was like, oh, why? But I couldn't take it no more. So I went back in there, and I was like, come on, can you cut it now? And she was like, okay, all right. So I was like, I can't do it no more. So she cut my hair, and it was so cute. She cut it into like this little really, really low. It was like only her up here, like a little pixie situation. I didn't know what kind of style I wanted, but I remember her doing it, and she cut it in like this little short, cute, like natural. It was like curly, like you know how your new girl be curly, wavy, like. But it here was like a little pixie because, like she said, it literally was. She was trying not to cut. She was trying to. I asked her to like to just not cut as much as possible. Like I wanted to keep all my natural hair, but she ended up having to still like cut to like this thing where it was kind of like almost like a faux hawk type situation, and it was like little pixies up here. And the reason why I was still pixies up there, of course, because there was still like the part that was kind of like transitioning from the relaxer. So it's like a few little very, very short ends that was like slightly less wavy, curly, and like slightly straight at the bare tip. But it mostly was like wavy at least or something. And so I love that little haircut. It was so cute. But I couldn't do it. It wasn't going to last long because I've done a short hair thing. But for me, it just ended up not lasting long because I just really like having longer hair. But anyway, I liked the cut. But it was just so weird to me because I was like, oh, now I got to go through that phase where my hair is like nothing. I got to wear all these earrings and all this stuff, which I don't mind. But you just don't want to always have to feel like you got to do that. And at that point, like I said, I was like one of the few people around at the time, and even down there, which is interesting. But it was like a few more people down there that was going natural, but it wasn't a whole lot. But so people around me mostly was just like, oh my, like shocked or whatever. And so I didn't want my hair to be short. As long as as quick as fast as I could get it back longer and see how my hair was gonna take was what I was going for at that point. So even though I liked the shortcut, I was like, I just want my hair back. I miss long hair. That's what I was used to. I just wanted it to be natural. And the reason why I actually went natural is because oh man, this is like turning into like a hair journey. Why did I go natural like video, which I did not expect to be going into this part of the conversation. However, I want you guys to know. So anyway, I never really cared for it to just be short. I wanted to kind of see what my head looked like, so I never did that before. I'm just doing this like for a long time. I gotta be like, get some tweets going. Well, I guess it is a little bit tangled, because what I try to do, I try not to tangle or try to untangle as much as possible. I don't have to get every little tangle out just so I can maintain it in my twists, but there we go. You gotta be careful with your hair. You don't want to rip it. So anyway, I wanted my hair to be longer as soon as I could get it longer. So like, I'm like, okay, now I cut my hair off. Now I want to just grow it back. But anyway, I just remember certain people down there in college, like, like dudes and stuff. Especially the ones that want long hair. Like my brother right now just be like, don't cut your hair off. That might just how his preference is, but everybody's not like that. And so, but anyway, it was like a lot of reactions. I did have a handful of people that was like, oh yeah, it's really, really cute or whatever, which I feel like it was cute. So if you feel like you're cute, then you're cute. But just thinking about other people's reactions and stuff to it. A few people, they were just like in shock. Other people, like, they did not like it, but it was like they weren't really out into the whole natural hair movement and stuff that I was just kind of getting into or for at the time. And it wasn't as many people as there are today. So I kind of feel like I was one of those little beginning forerunner type people at the beginning of their phase where people was all like, go for your natural. Like, why are we still doing all of this stuff? Even though there were people doing it before, but around me, wasn't as many. And anyway, like I know with my family, there wasn't anybody doing that. It was either you just had like a low cut, so you didn't need it if you just had that kind of like Jada Pinkett when she used to have a low cut. I feel like that really didn't count because everybody was like, oh, Jada, she used to have like the little wavy-ish type curly hair and stuff. She just keep it cut low. So to me, that was a style. It really didn't. I didn't feel like it really counted, but I guess it did. But besides that, and it wasn't very many people in my family that had that either. It would just be all relaxer and whatever style. So that's how I felt about it. And like, it was really, nerve-wracking. It made me feel, I was just having to take a risk and step out and being bold or whatever around people that I was around, all that good stuff. But my thing was, again, I was just wanting to go and get it to be as long as possible and get back to where I wanted to be. And here's the thing. The reason why I wanted to go natural in the first place was for a couple of reasons. Number one, my biggest reason was that I had a relaxer, so I used to wear like wraps and stuff. Just have it, wrap it up and be down like this. I trimmed it, had like little layers and stuff sometimes, but let me see if this is too big. I just came to this conclusion just thinking about health and all this stuff and being in college. I was like, when you start learning so much stuff about all different things and cultures or whatever you learn about, and I just remember just thinking about my health and being more conscious of that. And one thing I was just like, it's not healthy for the chemicals, all that. But I was really, really just thinking, if my hair is, because I would take care of my hair, like the one with the girl with the wrap, like all the body and all that good stuff. Like I would be trying to take care of my hair, so my hair was healthy. It's healthy as it could be in this relaxed state. But I was like, if my hair was natural and I just like straightened it out with my flat iron, because I used to use my flat iron all the time, would it be thicker and fuller? Because it was a decent amount, but I just wanted it to be even fuller and thicker. It's still kind of that thing where we do what I was talking about. You be looking at the next girl over who may have a relaxer, may have a thicker grade than you or whatever, and so I'll be wanting to be like just fuller and seeing other people. And so I was like, what if I did that? And then some people I would be like, do they even have a relaxer? I don't know. Then I heard people that would say they never had a relaxer, they just always had it pressed, but they would have still like wraps and stuff, and had ways with technology these days so they can still get it nice to look like those wrap styles where, just be like body and flowing or whatever. And so that just made me think about it. And I was like, well, what if, I was like, my hair is not like, and I believe all hair is good, but I was like, my hair was not, I don't want to say that. I don't know. But my point is, I just thought that it would be better if I was able to grow it to the length that it was at the time before I cut it, and see if I liked it more, if it would be fuller and seem healthier with even more body if I would just flat iron it versus having a relaxer. And of course that was the case, that was true. So that was my thing. And then again, like so that was the first thing, and I'm gonna come back to that. But the other thing was, like I said, with health and chemicals, like you start hearing about all these people like, oh, people can be getting cancer from having relaxers or just whatever chemicals, and now people want to do everything natural as much as possible and getting away from GMOs as much as possible, like toothpaste and deodorant and lotion and everything was just like a wave at the time somewhere around there where there was also a thing too. So I'm like, yeah, man, I just don't want to be putting all these chemicals in my hair, like lye or whatever. Well, I don't think the relaxers we use, I don't know how it say no lye, but whatever it was, is doing some chemical change to your body or your hair every month. It got to be dangerous. So I was like, nope, don't want to do that. So yeah, then coming back to the first thing, like, it's funny to me that I wanted to go natural because I wanted my hair to be fuller and, thicker and full of body. Like, with the chemicals, it will just, like, kill your hair, first of all, make it thinner, second of all. And I just didn't want that. So I was like, let's see what happens. So that was, like, the main reason why I really went natural. Like, I wanted to see what my hair would look like if I did not have no relaxer and I was able to straighten it out, and thinking that it would be not a big deal to maintain. I was wrong. So by the time I started growing my hair out, which was a process, maybe I'll talk about that in another video if y'all want to hear about the overall growing process and phase. But by the time I got to the point to grow my hair out the way that I wanted to grow it, and as I started to discover like my natural hair and get to know how it was in its state, I fell more and more in love with my own natural hair, and just thinking about my journey with God. Always growing to a different level of just learning who you are in God or in Christ. So I feel like it was just like a road of discovery. And the more I did that, the more my focus shifted from wanting to have this straight looking hair with full of body in a natural state where I was straightening. I started to just shift and learn more about how to take care of your natural hair, to learn what things you should and should not even put on it, or especially like heat and stuff. So I got to the point eventually where I'm like, I like my natural pattern. I love the way that it looks. I like when I just do twist outs. And sometimes I just like to wear my fro, you know, and I posted pictures up years ago with just like washing my hair, literally, not a wash and go, just washing my hair after it got to a certain point. And I remember I posted a picture and I made it in black and white, and it was just like this afro, just like this, and I was pointing down, if you remember that, if you've seen it. And I got a lot of comments off of that little video, but I had done it plenty before, but that time I just decided to take a picture of it, and I was just like, my whole mood at that time was just, I don't care. Or that day, my mood was like, I don't care. I like my fro. I'm going to rock my fro. And I just moisturized it that day. I didn't feel like untangling it. I didn't feel like doing nothing. And just enjoyed the texture that it was that day, how it felt. And I think I might have just like, I'm not sure if I let it completely, I don't know. I just rocked it like for that day. I don't know if I retwisted it later. I feel like I did. But that picture that day, the mood was like, I just like my fro right now. I just love everything about it. How, you know, the size that it was and everything. It was just all love for me and my hair. So I got to having points like that where, you know, and then you don't always want to just sit there and do your hair all the time. You want to just live your life, whatever you got going on. Your hair is not your life. Your life is not your hair. So, but it was just like days of discovery. And as I was going on my journey, I just ended up not even really wanting to straighten out my hair and finding out how much damage even that could potentially cause. And I don't know if I'm really like against it right now. I was at a point a couple of years ago where I was kind of against straightening out your hair and trying to have no heat at all. But I don't know if I feel like that right now because I'm kind of like getting a little bit over it, and I kind of want to see what my hair gonna look like the next time I straighten it out, because I haven't straightened my hair out in over 3, maybe over 4 years now, like my own hair. Of course, because I wore in some units recently where it was kind of funny, like I went to work and people thought that it was my hair, and I was like messing with some people because it was some dudes. I just wanted to see what they thought about it. And they were just like, oh my God, I like your hair. Like they thought it was, well, I'm gonna say oh my God, but they was like, all shocked. And they was like, oh, it looks really, really good. Not that my natural hair looked ugly to them. It was just different because they like my hair and so too. But it was just different. I hadn't done it in years. And there's other backstories to that. But anyway, my real hair, I haven't done it in so many years. And so I know when I had let it grow out, to whatever point I let it grow out, and I posted pictures about that on my social media, my Facebook page or whatever. And I don't know, I think I got it up on my Instagram now. But it was years, and my hair, I feel like it had gotten to a point where it was longer than that because I decided, well, I'm not gonna put no more heat on it or whatever. So it got longer than whatever that was at the length the last time I did it. And so I was like, I want to do it again just to see like what it will look like at a longer length. But I gotta wait again now before I decide to do that. If I do it, which I may not do it because I'll be like hesitant, like no, the heat. But if and when I do that, I'm gonna wait because if you know, the last year and a half, almost 2 ago, probably 2 by now, just about, I had trimmed my hair and got scissor happy and was just tired of the look that I had currently, even though I love my, you know, twist outs and the pair and all that. I got bored with it, so I had trimmed it to a point where it was basically like this long in the back, and it's like the year before last. Just about. It was about this long in the back, and then like longer in the front. It was kind of like a bobby type thing, but my hair was all natural, so I was like, I gotta wear, in order for you to like really see it, I would have to wear like twist outs and kind of like style it a certain little way, whatever. But it's pretty much like a twisted out bob at an angle, and I did that for 2 reasons. I did it, number one, because I was bored, and then the other reason was because I wanted it to grow out in a more wedge type shape. Oh, that was a big mistake because it's so much more difficult to, and I don't know if this is true for other people, but I found it, and I like to watch Ambrosia Malborough on YouTube here, and she's awesome. If you ever see this, you're awesome. I love watching her videos, and she used to do a lot more hair, but now it's kind of like lifestyle and a lot of other stuff she does as well. She's going back into more of the hair lately, but she's got an amazing channel. And so she mentioned it maybe a few months ago about how she had cut her hair into like a wedge type shape too. Mine was more like a bob, but then I wanted to grow into a wedge. She had cut hers like, I think, well, no, she had cut hers like off, like again to do a second like big chop. But then it got to a point where it's kind of like a wedgie type shape. And now somewhere in there, she had made a statement and mentioned that it was more difficult to grow her hair back out because of the ends, and with them for some reason being layered and not all meeting close to the same point or at the same length, it was making it more difficult. It tangles up more in so many words, and now I'm putting this in my own words, but this is what I kind of was thinking, you know, after she mentioned some of that. It seemed like it tangled up more. The hairs just don't lay down and smooth when you're doing stuff like this, trying to twist it out when you're trying to grow it back out. So if you can avoid something like that, I would say definitely avoid that. Even though the wedges are pretty, if you don't do, I think, like a longer wedge shape, and it's like shoulder length or above that, it's a challenge. And so I was so mad at myself when I had did that after the fact, when I tried to get it to grow back out, because mind you, like I said, my hair was like this long in the back after that. That's nothing. It's like barely an inch and a half, 2 inches. And I just like got real scissor happy. Even though I love the cut, because I wanted something different, boy, did I get something different. So I'm like, God, don't let me do that no more. And I've done it. It's like every once in a while I get tired and bored of my hair and I do something drastic like that. And people be saying that. At least my family, like, don't let me cut my hair no more. Something happened, I end up doing it again. So don't let me, y'all. Don't let me cut my hair no more like that right now, because I mean, if I have a big long discussion about it, like, okay, I really decided and thought about it, then go ahead and let me cut my hair. But right now, like, don't let me do no like drastic, quick, instant situations. So if I think about cutting my hair again, I'm gonna try to talk to y'all about it first so we can get some approval. Like, I feel like I gotta be like, you know how when you got it reminded me of the movie Hitch, when old girl had that board of like financial advisors. I'm gonna let y'all be my hair advisors. Like, don't let me cut my hair. I need to go get approval from my board, because I'm gonna be mad at myself afterwards, I'm sure, if I do that again, if I haven't really thought long and hard about it. I think at some point when I'm done playing with all my hair, I'm probably gonna want to go short, just to be short for a while. Because I don't think I ever really embraced the short look. It was that way only for a split second. And then I was like, okay, I want to grow back. But I want to go back at some point to kind of have fun with it. Because when it was growing out initially, I did like that little point where it was like a TWA at some point. And then, like, you can just kind of wash go style. Those are the best wash and goes when you got this texture hair. Because I have, like, what is it, 4? I got 4B, 4C hair. And actually, what's funny is, y'all might not know this, but I got some, okay, this is not it, but y'all probably cannot see this little strand of hair, I'll bet. But, oh, there it goes. I got this little strand of hair, and I have some where if I wash it, see how I'm like making it wave up a little bit? If I just leave my hair in its natural state and don't do nothing to it, I will see a hair or two that's just like this. If you're an expert out there, please tell me why that is, because I feel like I got some little... Every once in a while, I feel like I got a little strand here and there, like a few of them that are like, I don't even know what class that is when it's just like wavy like that. It's like definitely a one something, I think, one ABCD, 1D or something. That be freaking me out. Like, why do I have these little strands? And I know it's not because I got heat or anything, because I ain't putting no heat to it. And only thing I can think of maybe if it was stretched and no little strands was damaged, but I doubt it. So it is weird, like, and it's just always been like that. Every once in a while I have these little strands in my hair. They could be just like randomly around. If I let my hair just wash, don't do nothing to it, I have these weird random little strands. And it just reminds me of like with dog hair. Dog hair, you know, they don't all have the same texture of fur all over their bodies. So I'm like, dude, do I have like strands that are 1D or C or whatever that is? Because that'd be cracking me up when I see that. And I'd be kind of mad because I want to rock my fro. And when that happens, but I don't like to do it sometimes because I see those and it makes me want to cut it. But I don't want to cut those those little strands because it's just what my hair does. So I don't be understanding it. So you let me know what the deal is. If you're an expert out there, beautician or something, what the deal is with it. Have these little strands, very few of them, sometimes in my natural state, where they just are literally just like almost straight, almost bone straight, like just a slight wave in them. Feels weird. It looks weird to me. So it seems like I got a couple different quote-unquote patterns or textures. Again, trying to spend a little time straightening this. Not straightening it out. Detangling this section. And I may get to the point where I try to fast forward through some of this, because my thing is I just wanted to show you what I do, how I do it. So I might fast forward through this. So I got so far. And I'm not going to say that this is going to be my longest twist, because it was kind of neglected. So my twist can look a little bit longer than, I don't know what this looks like on camera, but it looked like it's like armpit length. But they could look longer than that if I'm like on it and like retwisting it and stuff. If you're wondering about that, if you're wondering about stretching your hair out. And I think that's cool. I like to see when my twists start to stretch out, when I do them a couple of times, let it go out through the day and retwist it that night. I like to kind of see what that looks like, because it's just fun to see how much it can stretch out when it's like in a twisted state. Kind of keep a little track or eye on how much is actually growing or have grown. Now here's my problem areas, y'all. Look at this part right here. It's growing back, and this is one of the reasons why I want to do more like wigs and stuff, because I've been dealing with some stuff and really busy. If you know something about me and my personal life, some of you do. I don't have time to do my hair all the time, and so it's been neglected. And so days where I ended up putting my hair just up into a ponytail, I don't recommend doing it for days and days on end. But for me, it stretches my edges, and I think it does it to everybody. But with this little section right here, and over here it's a little bit like that, but this side is way worse. See how like this part, it had to grow back out, and I had to put oil and stuff on it to like make it grow back out, because I feel like it was just getting so much stress to it if I would just put my hair up in a ponytail. I can't do that for too many days, which is why y'all don't really see me all the time in ponytails and stuff. Like this part right here is cool, not that, it's this right here in the front. Look at this. And you can see how it's getting, this part is like thinner. These are like my edges. So what's this crap in my head? But this is like my little edges, and you see how it's getting thinner. This is like more towards the front. It's getting thinner. So I'm going to grow that back out. I've done this like a handful of times where I've done it and been through stuff and it's been neglected, where my edges, I have to put it back in a ponytail or something. Or I think this is a slide I sleep on when I sleep, because I know I sleep on this side more. So it's a problem, but it makes it way worse when I'm just putting it in a ponytail. These are like the first things to be stressed. So yeah, your edges, protect your edges, and try not to wear ponytails so much. So when I go like this, if I flatten it out, not that I'm going to flatten it out, but when I just do this, if I look in the mirror, I can see that my edges here are thinner, whereas I think it's, okay, that's just a part because I did this, but I might do it one day, but like, can't really see it so much here, just like barely. But if I went in the mirror and I had my hair in a ponytail, like this part would look thinner. And I can feel it. I can feel the stress when I'm having it in a ponytail, or if I'm sleeping right there. And it will kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It don't really hurt, but it feels like stress. And that to me kind of does, like, I mentally feel like it hurts, because it's like I feel the stress on it. I don't know how to explain it, because it's not like a pain, but it's something. It's just like not comfortable. And this side, I'll have it a little bit, but not as bad. So if I do this on this side, everything will look like super, super full when I'm pulling it back in the ponytail. And right now, of course, you can't really see because of the way I got it right now. And my hair is kind of dry, so my hair be like laying weird. It's like these little quote-unquote baby hairs. Like, it's just laying all over the place. So you can't really tell. You can tell when I put it all back. But you can, this is like, yeah, growing it back out. So I'm taking this section. The reason why I mentioned it is because I'm taking this section. And what helps it also to like not have so much stress, take the little small section, and then I'm telling this to y'all in case you ever run into this problem. Take those little sections and twist it by itself. Because normally this will be up in here or down in there if I'm not doing that many twists. Or maybe if I have a third row in the front, which normally I don't because I don't be having time like that to be messing with it. I rarely do really, really small twists. I mean, that ain't even real small, but I rarely do that many twists. But I've been feeling like maybe I want to do some really small twists sometime in the near future. Comment if you want to see me do that. Been a long time since I've done that. But I want it to be more even before I do that. So, maybe a while. But, yeah, see, that's not cool. I don't like that. The good thing is, it's not a whole big spot. It's a big enough amount to me where I can recognize and I see what's going on. So, it bothers me if I have my hair out for real. But people don't be knowing next time to sit there and talk about my hair. Like I said, I don't feel like my hair is perfect. And here's one of my areas that I feel like is a problem. When I wear a twist out, I know that these sections right here are not the way that I feel like their full potential would have been. If they're at full potential. See, like up here, it's thicker. As I'm going down, I think I'm doing pretty good now. This is better than the last time. Because this was like super thin, like only an inch or two down. But it's getting there. Like I'm starting to feel this part right here tapering off. That's the thinner part. This is the backer part. So that's normal for that. All of it should be thicker though. Because of the loss of my strands and stress from right there. Okay, so I'm getting to the end of this. Since that's running out, I'm just going to take all of it at the end, put a little bit of my oil on the end to seal it up. I'm really trying to twist it so it can just kind of form a better curl pattern. And I would say, well, I'm going to take it a loose. Not take it a loose, but I'm just going to try to twist that section off. So it may be grabbing and borrowing her from the other strand. I don't really have a big issue with that. I just have to remember which twists I do that with if I borrow. And I think we all know what borrowing is by now, where you got a twist start getting thin. So one section is like it starts to disappear, thinning out towards the end of that strand, the two strand, and then you try to grab a little bit of her from the other section of the twist where you're twisting down, so you can continue twisting. So that's what I did. Sorry hair, I had to do you that way, but I need you to grow in. Y'all talk to y'all hair like you talk to plants. I'll be talking to my hair. Yes, I do. No, I don't. But I'm doing it today. Whatever amuses me. So I'm going to leave these in two more sections. And when I get to the fronts, I don't do it as much as I used to, but I'm going to probably do it this time. When I get to the front, I'll do the front section first. I'm going to show you why I do that. Shed hair, oil, and when I do wet pee, sometimes if my hair's been dry, I try to separate and get in the middle, so I can really get water in there. That helps to make sure it's moisture all over. And I'm trying to pay attention to my little edges, get some water up in there. No, water makes things grow. It's a good way to think about it. Think about it like a plant. Water makes your hair grow. Make sure you got water. Make sure you're washing your hair. I was talking to somebody not too long ago, like they talking about they don't want to wash their hair. Well, not that they don't want it, but not that they don't want to wash their hair more often, but they didn't know what to do. Really don't know how to take care of their hair. So they told me I was like, how often you wash your hair? And they was like, I think 4 weeks or more, something like that. And I feel like when I was little, it used to be that way where I would wash my hair once a month. Every 3 or 4 weeks or something. I don't remember all of how my mom used to do it, but I feel like I remember at some point when I was younger, 3-4 weeks, a little longer than that. Especially if you got like, I don't know, braids and stuff. But if you out in the summertime, little kid playing in water, it's like water gets on your hair. But like I'm talking about wash, maintenance wash. It's better to me. I'm good at 2 weeks. I tried it 1 week before, and when you start doing that, it's like you train your scalp. It's something about the pH balance with your scalp. You will train your scalp to be ready. Like by the time that 1 week is up, your scalp will be like itchy and just feeling grossed out, like your hair is like super dirty. And so if you do that If you want to keep doing it, it's fine. But I found with my hair, I don't need to do it every week. I'm good with 2 weeks. 3 at the most. Wash my hair. Like, I think this time I'm going towards the 3rd week. I'm not washing my hair right now. This will be the day that I do it. But I'm going to wait till next week. And sometimes you kind of just have to listen to your hair. Because honestly, I'm not really keeping track. I feel like it's probably the 3rd week. But I'm not 100%. But it should be. But the other thing is, you also want to kind of gauge your hair. Like, if your hair feels like it's dry and ready for a wash, then yeah, then you need to be like, it's like a weird difference. Like, if you get to like a point where you're at 4 weeks, I don't know, but like, I feel like you can just feel it, you can see it. Your hair texture is kind of be like more crunchy, even though you have like, you may have oil, it may not be super, super hard, but it's just like a weird way that your hair get when it's got like all the elements on it from like this normal day going outside. You know, pollution is out there, everything is out there, debris. So it's just weird. It'll be like, to me, like you get that little film, it's like dust in your head and all kind of stuff. Not a lot of dust, but just like the debris and stuff from like every day. And so I feel like I can tell when it starts getting to that point. And I don't be trying to let it get all the way to that point when you start getting to like when you start to get like 4 weeks or more. Like I said, 3 is like the longest I would be wanting to wait, where it's like, okay, you done it. And I feel like you can start barely just to kind of see that, for me anyway. So you gotta pay attention to your hair. And I feel like 2 weeks is the perfect amount for our kind of hair. But again, everybody's different. That's just my take on it. I heard a few people talk about that and kind of, oh, I forgot, I'm tripping. Okay, so what I wanted to do, I'm going to take this all down. I wasn't supposed to do that. That's because I'm trying to do this while I'm filming this video. Because I would have been probably more over here getting close to being done by this time. It's like 41 minutes in this video. So what I was going to say, I did that first because, let me get this like shed hair. A little bit. Because I want to pull this one into that one. And the reason why I do this, because I don't be wanting my twists in my face. I don't really like hair in my face for real. So I'm proud of myself because with these little units I've been wearing, it been hurting my face. Y'all have no idea how much of a challenge that was for me, or is for me. But getting used to it hasn't been too horrible all the time. But I have had my little challenges here and there. But I like it. And I know I don't have a choice once I walk out the door and I'm going to work or wherever. I got to do whatever it is. So they're making it work. But it hasn't been as bad as I feel like it might have been. Because I cannot. Man, before starting that, and like for years, like I cannot stand hair on my face. And I remember when I was little, it's probably about the last time you really see me with like bangs. And that's when like it was getting pressed out even before relaxer. I remember I begged my mama so hard when I was little just to be, you know, little kids just want to be in trend. So I remember I begged my mama when I was real little, like 4 or 5 or something like that. And I was like, Mama. And that was when like my hair was like down here. And I was like, Mama, I want to have bangs. Can I get bangs like some of my aunties had these aunties where they had like really long hair, and they had bangs and I wanted the bangs. He had a little roller right here. It's so funny. And my mom would let me do it. She's like, nah, I'm not finna cut no bangs. But it's like, looking back at it, I'm like, I hate that I asked my mama that, because I get it. Like, when you have your own kid or just grow up and you know about your hair, I feel so bad that I asked my mama that. I used to be asking all the kind of stuff all the time. Mama, can I get this? Can I have some bangs, please? Please. You be acting like you gonna die if you don't get what you asking for. But I really wanted bangs. And I just want to be able to put my little roll up in there. You know, have my little ponytails, whatever it is I was wearing, just like them. And I wanted my bangs. Because that was what was in style. You know, seeing people at school had bangs. But I'm so thankful that she did not let me have them bangs, y'all. Because, you know, I would have had this little short hair right here. And then my hair was natural at that point. And she was just like pressing it down. So that would have been awkward, I feel like, to try to maintain. I mean, just a little bit more difficult. I wasn't doing my hair. She was doing my hair. But I just think that would have been bad because, you know, at that age, I'm wearing ponytails. Okay, so what I do, let me go back. I'm jumping from conversation to conversation. So when I try to put this back in here, see, I got 2 sections right here. And then I'll take this and I start, like, I hold that one down a little bit. Kind of, let's see, I'm holding down to my thumb. And then I'll start to, like, twist this over it. And it's kind of almost like a connect situation. It's connected, but not a traditional way where you do connects in ponytails or braids or whatever. But this is how I kind of help to get the hair out of my face, because I don't be wanting shed hair. Shed hair. I'm getting shed hair out. I don't be wanting her just like all in my face. It's like a person you would think people. I don't know how other people are that have quote unquote head full of hair or longer hair, whatever you want to call it. I don't be never really feeling like I got. Well, at this point, I don't feel like I got long hair. I feel like it's a decent length. But people, I be wondering about that people that have like long hair if they feel like I feel or head full of hair, whatever you want to call it. Do they have problems like this? Because I be having problems with her. It's so funny. Like, thank you God for blessing me. Like with thick eyebrows and stuff, because that's quote unquote what's supposed to be in right now. But it's a situation because y'all just don't know. Like, I got her everywhere. Like, sister girl, I don't know. Like, you can see all this stuff standing up. This ain't even a good shot. I don't like shaving my arms. I shave my legs, shave all of my, sections, with my armpits or whatever. I'll leave it at that. Try to keep this appropriate. It's like I'm not gonna say nothing else, but I don't want people to think what it really not is, and I don't want to go into that conversation either. But anyway, okay, I say this. I do it. I like things trimmed when they need to be. Otherwise, I'll be honest, probably not, because when it get cold and stuff, I get like I feel like you know how they say when animals in the wintertime they grow more fur. That's how I feel about it. If it ain't like I gotta wear a bikini going to the swimming pool, like I don't care. Anyway, I don't like hair on my face. That's kind of what my point is. And eyebrows and stuff. This was a challenge. Like people be saying they want hair, it was a challenge. Like people, and it's funny. A long time ago, this thing it just always cracked me up when I used to talk about it. Like I wear glasses. My mom would wear glasses, and sister wear glasses. Now my daughter wearing glasses. But anyway, I had my glasses on, and my eyelashes, especially like if I wore mascara or something, it don't even have to be mascara. But like if I'm just like your hair has oil, so I guess I would have oil on my lashes throughout the day, on my face or whatever. And sometimes I have my glasses on, and my nose doesn't really protrude out a lot, so my glasses sit close to my eyes for one. But my lashes are like long enough to where, let me see, I can see my lashes. Not a good angle or shot for my glasses, my lashes. But my lashes are pretty long, and sometimes I be messing with them doing stuff, and then like they fall out, come out, whatever. And then they grow longer. And when they're like extremely long, like or long enough, they would hit my glasses, and then like if I blink, I'd be so freaking mad because I would get these little lines of hair prints of oil, like it looked like this. If this was like my lens, it'll be like I got a print on my glasses, like slashes like this, and it just be like oil or whatever debris or whatever it is on my lashes. Or if it's mascara, I had these lines like these on my glasses lens, and I hate that because then like I'm looking around, and then all of a sudden my vision is like slightly blurry, or like my glasses feel like they're not clean because they're not anymore when that happens. So those are challenges for people who be like they want to have more hair or whatever. I'm like, just be thankful for whatever God bless you with, because it's nice to have lashes just because it's like the trainer in thing or whatever, but at the same time they tick me off, like, because I couldn't when I was younger. Like I mostly wear contacts now. I still have some glasses, and I don't wear them all the time. Very rare do I wear them now. But when I was younger, I didn't have a lot, so I couldn't afford contacts when I was younger. And of course, when you little, like you don't need to wear contacts anyway. Contacts, I think, over the last 2 decades have kind of evolved and advanced in a better way. Because I remember they used to say that they was like kind of like glass. I would never want to put them hard things in my eyes. And I think they still sell them. I'm not sure, but they've evolved. So by the time I got to being kind of grown, close to grown or grown, whatever, I was like, I just want contacts. I just want contacts. But before that, I wasn't able to afford that. So I'm like, I had to wear these glasses. Had to deal with them problems where my eyelashes would just be hitting my lens, and so annoying. And then trying to keep the little wipes and stuff. And you in school, you always got time to just make sure you got your little wipes. There's always too much stuff to have when you're dealing with school. Like, I would have all kind of stuff certain days. And like in my gym days, got my shoes and regular homework, not, it's regular book bag, all this stuff. And it just seemed like extra to have. Or if I'm carrying my purse, just extra stuff when I'm trying to be lightweight. So it was just a hassle. I'm very analytical, if you haven't realized that. So I'm sorry if it seems like more than what other people have to deal with, but I don't know, I was just analytical about it. So it used to bother me when I used to notice that would happen. I was like, oh, my glasses are dirty again. and it's like literally on your face. Like you can't do anything about it being on your face. So I think at one point, I'm not sure if I did this one out, but I think if I didn't do it, I contemplated on it, but I may not remember. But I feel like at some point I remember cutting my eyelashes a little bit. I think I did it for real, but I can't really remember. But I think at one point I had like cut my eyelashes shorter, so they wouldn't keep on like being on my glasses. But I don't do that anymore, and I don't really wear them anyway anymore. Just doing silly stuff. And I think I cut my lashes one time just to see what they would be like. I just wanted to see them. Like, you know how when you cut your hair, it'd be like a blunt? I wanted to cut my lashes so I could just see like being a blunt line. You know they sell falsies like that where it's like a blunt line. But I had mentioned that one time with my mama getting off track about my lashes. She was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "My lashes don't ever hit my lenses." I'm like, "Oh, so this is a personal problem." In my head is what I'm thinking. When I got old enough, I had said that one day. I'm like, okay. I guess people would say it's a good problem to have if you want to have lashes. But I'm like, for real. Like, I just want to see clearly, too, though. Like my little brother would say, on me. I just want to see clear. On me. And, oh my goodness. And the thing with me, the reason why that bothered me so much is because I'm just, like, big on, like, being able to see clear. I always had a thing about that, having to wear glasses. Like, when I was younger, I didn't. Like, with my daughter age now, because she's, like, 10 now. Now she's wearing glasses. I hate it. But she want to be like me, because she know I would have glasses at home and stuff. I'm like, I don't want her to have, like, not so good vision. That's one thing I pray for. Anyway, for my kids. And so, she went a long time with not needing them, though. But, that's another conversation. I think that there's remedies for that stuff. Y'all look at, oh, drop my brush. Y'all look that up. There's remedies for that. Things you can do to heal your eyesight or strengthen it. I believe in that stuff. I know it's true because I actually did it before, but I had stopped so I didn't get to the point of really being able to reduce a whole like level of prescription or get to 20/20. But whenever I get some time on my hands, I promise you I'm going to go back and focus on that and then see what happens and let y'all know. Maybe a while though. But anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about now. I lost my train of thought. Oh well. So I'm on this section of my hair. Trying to get to this little back section area here. Trying to make it to where it's a good amount. Okay, I think that's a good amount to do that level. This level back here for my tooth. Oh yeah, like my eyes, like I'm like such a stickler for that, like clear vision, because I'm like, God, I just want 20/20. What's funny, when I was little, I wanted to be like my daughter is now. It's like I saw my mom wearing glasses, so you think everything your parents do is cool. I was like, I want glasses, and I'm like, I got what I asked for, but shit, that never happened. Seeing other people around me was like, I don't need no glasses, but I do. Anyway, um, and so I would hate when I'm needing a new prescription or whatever. It seems like when you on the verge of needing a new prescription for your glasses, it seems like the slightest speck of dirt on your lenses will just make your vision. You just be like, it'll drive me crazy, and I can't stand it. I know other people are like that. I know it got to be somebody out there like that. But I can't stand having dirty glasses. When I was at a certain point, like around like working age, my daughter age now. When I was around my daughter age, like she is now, she don't be carrying like she have a little lens. She like touch her lens and lift her glasses up like these. I'm like, oh my god, you just put a whole hand print on your glasses. And I remember when I went to the doctor and I was maybe around her age, and I was like, I don't really care about my glasses being dirty. Like I didn't, but I got to a point where I was like, I need them to be spotless and clean. And I would hate going to places like if you go to like for me it was at church, or like if you go to a like I wasn't going to concerts back then, but just to give you an idea, were places where you have a stage where you see all those lights, and I hate the little lines and the glares when it's like a smudgy type situation on your glasses. Like I want them to be spotless, completely spotless, no smudges or anything. So them little lashes on my glasses, they bother the crap out of me. See, I'm welcoming y'all into my world. This is where my cray cray come out. That's the kind of stuff that bugs me. Like, people, you know, in general, like, I'm really cool with people. I don't have problems with people for the most part. Easygoing kind of person. But people always say everybody got issues. Like, this kind of stuff that I be tripping about. Like, my class is 30. Like, y'all be really mad. And the Bible says some small foxes that kill the vine. That's definitely be one of my little nemesis. It's like little weird stuff, little personal stuff would be my problem. But when somebody's saying it's true to in the Bible, you just gotta be thankful for what you have. But I'm just telling y'all my experiences and my thought processes and how I reacted to those types of things and giving y'all backstory. So I'm still thankful and grateful for everything. I mean, God blessed me with this kind of a mind. Like, it's just super analytical about little stuff, about anything. And I think maybe that helps me, you know, with being creative. I guess it's maybe the kind of mind that I have to have. These little things that kind of get to me. I guess that's a good thing if I'm designing something. So I would hate to design an outfit for you or something, and then the little details are left undone. So, very detail oriented. And I kind of wonder if that's also why, I remember people used to say, I haven't heard anybody say in a long time, I know it's probably still true, the way that I look around literally with my eyes, they used to say, I look around like a cat, like cats do. And I ain't never know that I did that until somebody mentioned it to me. And I'm like, well, can't really stop doing that. It's just how God made me. And it made me wonder, like, is it because it got, like, you know, even though my physical eyesight is not the best, I don't have full 20/20, but insight, I guess, is one way of looking at it, and like just the analytical part to look into something. Maybe that's why I do it, and I'm very observant with stuff, because one of the things that God blessed me with, I know it's like a gift, just trying to be creative and put details into stuff. So I just think it's funny that physically that kind of like relays out when I look at stuff. I do like this. I don't know why. It's kind of like, to me, it just reminds me of Hawkeye. Like, you know, the little Marvel character, Hawkeye. I just like the idea of that character, Hawkeye, being a hero, Avengers. Like, have a sharp, keen vision. It's just really cool to me. Also reminds me of, well, I mean, that's what he had, like the little bow and arrow type situation. I want to learn how to do archery. That'd be super awesome. Be like, also wanted to learn fencing. I don't know why I thought that was cool. And it was even more cool when I watched that one movie, It Takes Two, the little girls. Was that one Lindsay Lohan? I think that was with Lindsay Lohan when she played the little twins off of It Takes Two. Was it It Takes Two? Or was it the other movie where the twins was those little girls? Name of that movie. I don't know, but it was like the remake of it was like It Takes Two, which is not a remake, or it was the one movie, Parent Trap. Can't remember which one it was. I feel like it might have been when she was on Parent Trap playing that role. She did that role too. And it was like a scene where they were like fencing. The twins or the sisters were fencing each other. I thought it was cute. But that's not where I got the idea from, but I always wanted to do that. I'm like, they were thicker. I feel like I waxed them, and I waxed them more than I wanted to wax them. They are brushed in a little bit with, see, it's not all of my eyebrows. I use my mascara to make them a little bit thicker. I feel like I'm probably gonna put a unit over my head. Yeah, it'll be cool. Well, I'm getting there. My little ponytail, I'm getting there, like, be able to wear it. And that's my thing, like, that's another reason why I've been wearing units, because my hair is not where I want it to be, where I would be able to do those little chignons, like my nice little elegant pullback buns or whatever stuff I was doing before I had cut my hair and went scissor happy. So I want to get back to that point, so that way I don't be wearing so many units. But units are fun when I feel like wearing a unit, it's a nice thing to just change your look up a bit. And when I change it up, drastic units is what I have. So that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed.